What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. We got a lot going on this week. We got GNCC riders coming to practice on the track. The track is claiming some more dirt bikes. We got a monster truck shows coming up. So Tony's got the KTM450 out. We're doing some race prep for it. He done snapped the front sprocket, so we had to replace the front sprocket. Had to get rid of some clutch bleed. Go over a couple other things, make sure the quad's ready for the monster truck shows. He's doing the quad wars that are in the monster truck shows. We got 3 of them coming up. Quite excited about that. Got some GNCC races coming up, so gonna have some guys here riding and practicing. We were even talking about getting the mini riders over here and having a cool little mini race on the old private track. One of the benefits of having a track behind the shop is you can invite people over, you can ride, you can have fun. It's a good old time all the way around. So, 3 KTM sprockets, 2 of them claimed. Now we're spinning out some fork spacers on the old lathe. These are for the drop spacers for invert kits. Got a couple of guys that need some extra drop spacers. They don't like the way the bikes are sitting. They want to shorten them. They want to lift them up. TT and motocross do not set up the same. So if you're going to be racing one bike on multiple different types of racing, you get different shims. You adjust your suspension accordingly. It's pretty simple. Get a hold of me. Say we need this stuff done. Throw it in the lathe. We'll spin them out. We'll get them sent out to you guys. These are all custom kits. Everybody's got their own applications. These are not run-of-the-mill. These are not you need to use. These are what do you want, how are you doing it, and what are you going to be doing? Pretty simple. Easy enough. We'll get these things all laid out. 1, 2, 3. And we'll get on to the rest of the show. We've got a bunch of riding to do. A couple more shop videos in here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't want to miss out any kind of off-road or build content. We do all kinds of neat stuff around here. Comments are always welcome and appreciated. Don't forget to hit that share button. And we are live streaming on Sawyer Custom Gaming channel. You want to come hang out? By all means, jump over there. It's pretty much nightly. We got moto content, mechanic talk, music, all kinds of different stuff. Yo, it's really neat when you get these guys with dirt bikes and stuff coming over to the track. They give you a different perspective on things, because dirt bikes and quads do not run the track the same way. Dirt bikes and sugar sand, definitely an interesting thing. But I got him out on the KX450 conversion. Being that he is a dirt bike guy, I wanted to know what the dirt bike conversions were like for them versus the quad conversion or standard 3-wheeler. Dirt bikes have a taller foot peg to seat height geometry, and they're designed differently. You can build a 3-wheeler out of a dirt bike and get 3-wheeler geometry, but you're not gonna get 3-wheeler ergonomics unless you relocate the seat height, the foot pegs, the thickness of the frame. We blend the quad and the dirt bike seats together so that we get a good match and a good flow, but it still, from what this guy was saying, still feels like a dirt bike. And it was a lot of fun for him. He had an absolute blast once he got used to how it felt, how it steered, how it handled. This KX has a twist throttle, so going from a dirt bike to it was a lot easier. He didn't have to worry about adjusting for a thumb throttle. Ironically, I was gonna put a thumb throttle on that thing today, but he said, let me ride it. So, okay, we're out. We're out and about. Tony's got his 4x4 out. We're doing some yard maintenance also. Practice is practice, seat time is seat time. It's always neat to give people new experiences. This is a complete sugar sand track. If you are not familiar with sugar sand, then I can try and explain it to you all day long. Just all I can really say is imagine trying to ride on the beach in extremely loose sand all the time. That's what sugar sand is. It doesn't pack, it doesn't hold shape. You ride over it and it conforms, it slips, it moves, it does all kinds of weird stuff that normal dirt, sand, and mud and clay, they don't do. Sugar sand is its own interesting beast. It takes a different kind of riding style, and you've got to adapt to it accordingly. This KX is still up for sale. It was built to be sold. It was not built to be raced or ridden. That's why I haven't put it on the track. I'm afraid that if I put it on the track and I crash, oh, it's just going to cost me even more money to try and fix it. So we don't ride it very often. It's there for the next person to ride. Tony was playing around on a little 65. That 65 had some card work done. It was puking fuel, so we replaced the needle and seat on it. We're back to the GNCC practice. That was a good clear, but if you checked out how he came out of that corner, he was all over the place. This track is loose as can be. Traction is hard to find. Once you find it, you got to hold on to it, and hopefully you can make it through things. You can see how he's coming out of these corners, and he's just spinning the wheels, not getting the ground speed and acceleration that he'd really like. And he's clearing the jumps, though, doing what he needs to do. Seat time is king, especially when you're trying to practice. You got races coming up. If you're not out there riding, you're not getting the conditioning that you need. And back to the KTM 450 SX. That there is the clutch slave. This here shows why it was bleeding out. Yeah, master was a little bit low, got some air in there. Clutch worked, but didn't work great. Usually works better when you got a bunch of fluid in there. So we topped off the fluid, got the bubbles back out of it. Clutch bleed is fixed. Haven't looked at the air filter in a while. It's always a good thing to check your air filters. You don't know if they're coming apart. Haven't seen that in a long time. Happens sometimes. GNCC guys figuring out the track, hitting the jumps like they need to be hit, clearing what he needs to clear, getting a good rhythm. Corners are still kind of tricky, but you've also got to figure the corners are broken in with quads and three-wheelers. They're lumpy as can be. We don't have a lot of lap times on this track since it was redone. Don't have a lot of flattening times, so there's a lot of bumps and stuff that really shouldn't be in the track that he's having to maneuver around and navigate, which helps for practice. If you're practicing on a perfectly smooth track that is flawless every time, then what happens when you get in a track that is just absolutely tore up? We'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great day, and remember, send it.